for stopping by for a break from all of the hustle and bustle of the day, or to just chill out in the evening. So glad, board members, you said, hey, let's go figure out what's going on reality TV. So I must admit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, My Bloody Galentine, was kind of boring to me. I hate when producers get them together just to chat and continue a story, or just to argue, and people are talking over each other and yelling over each other. No substance on this episode, in my opinion. So let's get right into it. This will be a brief review. So Destiny and Kimmy connect, and Destiny said she doesn't understand why Mel has fallen out with her. She and her discussed supposedly her Mel overhearing Tisha and Destiny talking about her in LA. So she thought they had resolved it and come to some understanding that they weren't really talking about it, but she heard her name mentioned. And she also pointed out, which I said in my earlier review, what I believe the real issue is Destiny is friends with Martell. So maybe she believes that Destiny knew more about the affair than she had let on, or maybe Destiny had actually seen the girl and never told Mel. But I always knew it had to be more, and that's what I picked up, and Destiny confirmed it this episode when she was chatting it up with Kimmy. So moving right along, so Marceau and Maurice are talking about bringing Martell back into the company, having him buy some shares to become a member of Schultz. But Maurice advised against it, and Marceau said they're gonna just do a small project. And Maurice said there's still some red flags with Martell. He needs to finish some of the things he started, like getting his builder's license. So don't understand why Martell won't take the time to get his builder's license. There must be some sort of hurdle that we are not aware of, that maybe he's not a studious person, or maybe he is not qualified to get a license. There has to be some sort of hurdle where he has not gotten his builder's license, so that he can be the lead and not rely on partnering with other people in order to get work or do work. So of course, Mel is going to continue to make herself look good, because I already told you guys, you got to watch Mel. She is on a rampage. She has an agenda to make sure that these people are exposed for who they really are, while she is always in a positive light. So she's there with a therapist talking about how she's a new person and she's not letting anyone upset her, and this is a new day, which I think is great, because I have to say she went through a lot, and a lot publicly humiliated by her husband. So certainly she deserves a pass in every regard. So she's showing us her side in terms of her therapy and how she's moving on, and she's filtering out people who are not good for her or good for her environment. Okay, so we get into Martell talking to some guy about another job that he's planning, and he mentions to Martell the importance of him getting his license. So once again, for me, I don't know if that's a storyline. I don't know if he's studying and he's going to start to get it. But as somebody who also has a real estate license, I think he needs to get on the job and just do it. Just bear down and do it. Say, I'm going to take this month and I'm just going to study, focus, boom, and knock it out the ballpark. So we moved on, and we go to Kimmy's Galentine's Day, and I love to see the fashions and the style, the hairstyles, etc. So that part was very nice. I thought Destiny's hair looked really nice. I love Tisha's outfit, her pants and her shirt. She did not come to play. As I said before, I think Tisha has really brought the style every episode this season. I mean, she has really brought the style. Anyway, so they go into the Kimmy's Galentine's Day. I really didn't like the setup in terms of the scene. It was a bunch of yelling. They came together just to yell. Didn't get anything out of it. I know they probably trying to connect all of the episodes, but the episode to me was very boring. So they're all arguing, and they bring up the same stuff about the pajama party and how Tisha was the topic of conversation, and Kiki talked about her behind her back, and then Mel calls Kiki and puts her on speakerphone and says, what did you say about Tisha? And Kiki kind of beat around the bush. She didn't admit it. And I love Kimmy because Kimmy put her on the spot and said, nope, you were talking about Tisha. Come on now, fess up to it. And she said, Kiki said, whatever I was saying about Tisha, it wasn't a lie. Woo. Let me tell you, if that is your relative, you don't need no enemies, okay? What they say, people closest to you are the ones you got to watch the most. So she admitted she was shading Tisha. And we all know that's jealousy, right? Every opportunity to talk about her, she's going to talk about it. Think about it. To come onto national television and to dog your cousin, that means that jealousy runs deep. It runs very deep. She's not caring about the relationship in the future. She just wants her opportunity to throw her under the bus, and Mel must have sought her out. But Mel did admit, let me go back. Mel did admit she knew Kiki before she knew Tisha. But Tisha said you guys were never friends. You probably knew her, but you guys weren't friends like we were friends. We were hanging out. We were eating at each other's houses. We know each other's families. It's a whole different story. So if you knew her, that's one thing, but we had a real friendship. So Tisha said that everybody was trying to talk about her husband and that they need to stop talking about her husband, and that when Destiny jumped in, so I could tell that her and Tisha are close, she jumped in and challenged Mel on being mad that she was friends with Tisha. So now Mel is mad at Destiny for being friends with Tisha. And Mel is also mad at Destiny for still staying friends with Martell. So either you ride full steam for Mel or you are not in her circle. That's just the way it appears to me. You're not in her circle. So either you ride with her strong or you're not in her circle. You notice Tiffany's off on the side, not saying much, because she's going to ride for Mel, because Mel brought her onto the show. And I really don't I like Stormy. I understand she's a successful businesswoman. Her products are in all of the stores, Target, a multimillionaire. Very impressed with her, but I don't like the fact that she's carrying Mel's water. Why would you, as a professional woman, come onto a national show and allow Mel to tarnish your reputation and your brand in this way? So we see that the next episode, there's going to be some sort of entanglement. They're going to really get into it. And like I said, this is going to be a short review because I did not like the episode. I thought it was boring. I didn't think we even needed it. They could have just jumped fast forwarded to the next episode, because everything they talked about here about the hotel, Mel overhearing them in the hotel, about Tisha's husband, cheating as well, about Destiny not being friends with Mel, and Mel being mad at Destiny for being friends with Tisha, and the stuff that Storm said at the pajama party. All of that has already been talked about for about 2 or 3 episodes. This episode wasn't even necessary, producers. It dragged. It's dragging the season. So for me, they could have skipped this entire episode. The whole thing was centered around Kimmy's Galentine's Day event, which to me was boring because it didn't have any extra people. It just had them. So it was a waste of time. And even so, I was like, oh gosh, I hope next week is better, and the next seat and the next episode, are better, because this one really was dragging. And it was no new information, right? We've heard about Martell needing a business license before. There was no new information. I just thought about it. I know why it was dragging. And we didn't see Wanda. We didn't see Miss Wanda in this episode because, she brings the juice. So they got to figure out a way to include her in the conversation or in the episodes, because she brings the juice. She keeps the storylines going. But this little moving from scene to scene and kind of staging is what I felt. Staging activities, staging discussions. It didn't feel organic. So now I feel like we're going into a scripted experience. Maybe you guys already felt that it felt scripted, but it doesn't feel as organic. So they're forcing it, right? And in that forcing it feels very slow and boring. And for the watcher, the audience, is kind of like, why didn't you just skip all of this and just take us right to the next episode, right? I think they could have cut to this part I mean, what they did all of this to build up to a fight? Oh, come on. We want it all to be organic, right? Not this scripted stuff, because that's when stuff starts to become boring. And as the audience, we can feel when it's scripted, right? We can feel when it's scripted. We know when it's scripted. And maybe they do scripted, but I guess the discussion expands outside of the script and it becomes more interesting. But certainly this episode, thumbs down, very, very slow, no new information, really a waste of the audience time. That's all I have to say. Thank you for stopping by the Chatty Chairwoman for the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Cannot wait for Love and Marriage DC. Don't forget to check out my video about Monique coming back, her return to TV. Don't forget to look into my channel and check out that video, and you can see that little video on Monique. I love Monique. I'm excited about this. I hope this was the right decision for Monique. We will certainly find out. And thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification button so you'll know when I post another video. I appreciate your time because I know your time is valuable, and every moment that you give me, I certainly appreciate it. This is the Chatty Chairwoman. Thank you so much for board members for stopping by. Our break is over. Bye-bye.